Let's go to game number 1. Unemployed Gaming, Roll 1 Esports, Div B West. First game of the night. Like I said, I haven't cast a lot of Cursed Hollow in a while. So I'm excited to see what some of these new heroes do. You know, Kira especially. I've seen 0 games of Kira on Cursed Hollow. So if she does make an appearance here, I'm going to have to do some analysis. That's just what we're going to have to do. Sylvanas being banned out here. She's one of the higher priority bans these days, along with heroes like Anubarak. You might even see an Abathur banned out here just because it's cursed. Some teams are even opting to ban out something like the Johanna as well. I don't know either of these teams in terms of playstyle, hero pools, anything like that. I'm going to go purely based off of what they're getting rid of. So Sylvanas means they don't want, well, there may be a one trick over on Unemployed Gaming, you don't know. But they don't want them to get that macro advantage by being able to burst down structures. Maybe going for a macro strategy type on R1 side, maybe something like in a Nubarak Greymane. ETC banned out on the other side, so starting that tank choke, maybe we've got a good ETC on the side of R1. This actually means that I'm going to say Unemployed Gaming in their 1-2 will likely pick up a warrior on their 1-2. All right, we got a Ragnaros ban. I've heard rumors that a certain heroic has become potentially meta here, and so I don't know, maybe Lava Wave is that scary. I wouldn't think so, but apparently here we are. So banning a bit of an offlane, a melee here. Again, that does still speak to the macro opportunity, right? You ban Sylvanas, you ban a Lava Wave, you're banning all that. Now, banning the Alarak again, though, that's another clumpy hero or someone that punishes clumping heroes. So does ETC. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Unemployed maybe go for something like a Thrall or something in that, double, triple melee type. Again, these may all be one tricks that I don't know about, but judging by play style, that's what I'm going to call. I'm going to say R1, maybe more in favor of that macro style. And there's our first Kira. I hypothesized that Kira was a 4-man DPS. That's how you should play her. Some people are trying to throw in the off lane. It's a little bit tricky to throw in the off lane. I believe she is a DPS and belongs in that 4-man. We got Diablo and an Ana. So Ana can definitely keep the heals up on double, triple melees, especially with that Pierce. Big health pools really help her out because they can definitely stay alive on their own. There's the Dahaka. There's that global. And there's the Anubarak here. So I think we were a little bit correct here in saying that they would have that 4-man. And again, they've got the Anubarak, so they can still pick up that Greymane afterwards. And so they've got Dahaka pushing one way, Greymane and Kira with the Anubarak Beetles pushing in another lane. R1 set themselves up not too bad. So on the side of Unemployed, what they should get rid of is either that Greymane or they ban out one of the supports that can save from this Diablo blow-up, something like that Uther or the Anduin. And there's the Anduin right there. This draft is rolling, by the way. On this other side, if you're going to continue to ban macro, I say continue to ban macro. Really unlikely that they're going to do something like the Brightwing. I don't know if there's a Samuro on that side. Really unlikely. Really unlikely there's a Samuro. But that then just leaves something like the Falstad. Maybe Illidan. They decided to ban out the Hanzo for DPS. I don't hate that. I think that's just fine. Hanzo pretty strong overall as a DPS. But they've banned Sylvanas and Hanzo here. So it makes it a little bit tricky for what kind of DPS they're going to go. You could rip away the Greymane here, which is not bad because you can throw grenades and bomb those when Greymane decides to dive, and you can get a good Diablo combo off. Otherwise, it's just back to your typical Rainer. Maybe I could see yeah, there's the Greymane steal. I didn't think they'd go with the Imperious. This is actually hampering their wave clear and their macro responses. I would have liked a wave clear offlaner. They still have an opportunity to save it, though. They have their last pick, and like I said, I thought they were going to go double or triple melee, so Unemployed may still go with another melee wave clear, or at least some type of solo laner. Jaina picked up here. They need their support. I'm looking for a little bit of CC here. Yeah, I was worried it was going to be the Stukov, because with Stukov, you have to get your Nubarak Stukov combo off first, because otherwise you don't have a cleanse. because they've got Diablo and Imperius on that side along with the sleep. Stukov can't heal that out. Stukov doesn't have really good burst healing either. I mean, he has a little bit, but if they full combo with the Greymane Curse Bullet, that could be it. I could see a Li Ming here. You definitely don't want to get web wrapped here. Li Ming, though, doesn't solve a lot of their problems, but they're going to do it anyway. 10 out of 10 draft. I think we called that pretty close. What do you think in chat? What do you think in chat? Did we get it right? Did we call it out? I think as soon as I got a little bit of information, we made the read. All right. Who's going to win on this one? You definitely have your win conditions, right? R1, macro. They do have some decent stall. The longer the fights go, somewhat the better for them. Somewhat better. They need to get off first. They need to throw their cocoon out. They need to do an Anubarak Stukov combo first. Dahaka in the back line, he's got to take the, I guess, focus from both Li Ming and Ana. So if he can do that, soak up all that damage, their backline may have some room to maneuver here. Jaina's going to be a bit of a target, I think. Jaina's going to be a bit of a target until she gets that ice block, and she's not going to have it for a while. So on the other side, I mean, that's what Unemployed has to do. They got to get to the back line, no matter what. Imperius got to, I don't know, spear over the wall, spear into the flank. Diablo's got to get some wall bang action. I could see APOC here getting a lot of value. I can see APOC getting a ton of value here. All comes down to execution from here. I am worried about wave clear. Good thing Greymane can do a little bit on the side of Merc camps, but here we go. Game 1, Unemployed Gaming. Over on your blue side, Rexpa leading the way on the Li Ming, Scooney on Ana, Bridge playing Diablo, Nathan on Greymane, and you got Sturge ripping the Imperius. Over on the right side, Roll 1 Esports. Oh, Waniba just waking up right now on the Jaina. Zad, he's going to be playing the Kira. Rock your W. I'm just going to call him Rock for now. He's going to be a Nubarak, a big beard on the Dahaka, and Velvet. That's going to be your Stukov. Let's check out those talents. Immediately level 1, Imperius peels off to the top lane. Li Ming showing towards more to the bottom here. I think that's a good adjustment because they won't have the wave clear to match in the mid lane anyway. So splitting off into your lanes, get a little bit ahead. I think that's going to be all right. Make sure you can hold on to those lanes, catch all the XP. Greymane's going to be the majority of the camp clear here on the left side. Scooney's going to have to help him out on the side of Unemployed here. For roll 1, they could really send Kira or Jaina. I could see them throwing Kira out there. Oh, the first combo here, and Nathan getting focused down here. 10 armor on him. He's going to make it out. Bridge to Death taking a ton of damage, though, and unfortunate. When you have exactly 0 souls, that's going to be the first feed. That's okay. Diablo's going to scale. He's scaling right now. He's scaling. All that healing from Scooney. Let's take a quick look at that. All of that healing from Scooney pretty much went all onto Dayton there. And Dayton stayed alive. But unfortunately, they changed their focus and Diablo was taken out. Oh, Zad with a nice little pull there. So like I said, Jaina and the Stukov, they're going to roll over onto the other side, match that camp. I think both sides have pretty decent bruiser clear, so no one's going to get an advantage on those. This is an odd off lane here, Big Beard versus Rexpa. The range usually gets a little bit of an advantage. I like that rotation there. Using the Greymane to get as much value out of his auto attack as possible here. The tongue just a little bit too far. You need a little bit more move speed here. Maybe clip that bush there, maybe clip these bottom bushes here. Then you got a better chance at that one. Top lane, Sturge is actually he's gonna match up pretty well despite Kira's sustain. Kira doesn't have the range to clear this, and she really can't step up if Sturge doesn't want to let her. So Greymane finishes that early. Sometimes though, there definitely is some advantage to clearing this a little bit later. It meets up just behind your gate and you can clear it and then counter push with it. The counter push I think is even scarier for roll 1, because roll 1 with the Stukov, they can just plant that lurking arm right at the gate and that becomes a problem. So if they're a little bit more aggressive here, they don't get to clear this, they at least get to match up in terms of clearing this. Because if this mage minion and the rest of the camp moves up here, Greymane of course trying his best here, But row one, I think they're going to come out a little bit ahead just on the positioning of this, because nobody will step up to be able to clear this mage minion. Not that it'll do a lot, but just as I say that, the slow from the top lane, R1 Velvet, usually not the ganker, he makes that rotation. He gets Imperious down right as the tribute is spawning in 10 seconds here. And like I said, red capping it a little bit later, but maybe potentially getting a little bit more value out of it. Li Ming came up to help out there. Looks like they're going to have to give this first one up because of that kill. There's your first one. First tribute over to roll 1 Esports. So despite the fast mercenary camps, they really didn't accomplish much. You know, quarter there, almost nothing there, and they cleared mutually in the middle. I think that's still a good sign, though. They've got good timings on the mercenary camps. Oh, the burrow just missing there. Zad was going to follow up after, and Velvet, he was pretty far up, ready for a wallbang there, I think. Or maybe even the flip and the charge back into the towers. I would like to see that one too here. And this is actually a close quarters combat, which I'm not used to seeing. You know, if you're Li Ming, you don't have to be anywhere near him. And just off 2 kills here, it's going to be a slight experience lead just for roll 1. Both teams hanging out because there aren't any camps to do. 4 showing in the bottom. This is perfect for Dahaka here. Big Beard's in the perfect position, opposite of both tributes. First one top mid, second one top left. You know where that third one's going, of course, right? I'm going to give the chat a second to type that one out. But you can predict. And just like you can predict where that next tribute's going to be, I think you could have predicted that rotation. Kira going down. Nice gank on the side of Unemployed. They're going to get this one for free. This was theirs already. This was on their side. So it was really unlikely that they could have gotten a good engage here. The only burrow spots are these 2 bushes here. Otherwise, you're looking way far down into the south or way east here, or west here. And so those would have been really tough burrow spots. They would have had to really hard commit if they wanted it. So Li Ming was able to actually stay down in the bottom. And you can see experience-wise, no advantage XP-wise despite having a global. So they want those tribute fights to last a long time. You know, luckily that first one they got a kill, so that's a bonus, that's a benefit. But that second one, they would have loved to delay that one. If roll 1 could have delayed that one, that's when Dahaka gets more value. And I still haven't seen it in chat, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's going to be bottom right. The rule of 3s, right? It spawns either left, middle, or right. And then it has to split between top half and bottom half. So you knew it was going to be that bottom right one. And here, again, another offlane gank. The essence was popped, but that's not going to be enough. Dahaka going down, and it's another takedown right before the tribute spawns. I don't know what roll 1 started here. They got the first pick before the trib, and now Unemployed is actually doing it too. Zad with the spin around. Sturge just barely gets out, but he's going to get out, and that's going to be the important thing. 2 tributes to 1. This is getting close to level 10 territory, which is usually when we see teams go for the boss, and with a gray main, they're going to do it. Jaina coming down. They need to scout this out, but I'm not sure if anybody's wise to this scheme yet. Because of the gank down here, they lost total vision control. They lost total presence, and thankfully, Rock, he says, come on guys, let's go do the boss. We haven't seen him on the map in a while. So if you haven't seen him on the map in a while and both bosses are up post 5 minutes, you better hope you got the damage to do this. Imperious might actually walk in and check here. The team could get here. Imperious has sustain if he wants it. He's got the angelic armaments. He's actually looking in. This is going to be it. First combo on. There's that APOC and into the boss stun too. AoEs all over the place. And Noob goes down. That's going to be the first reset. The swipe from Velvet, but the fight's already over. 2 resets, 3 resets. Velvet should go down here, and one more. Waniba is the only one that walks away. Double boss, and this is going to be Curse. A disaster for Roll 1 Esports. So Anubarak going down early there. The initial combo was on to Dahaka. That should have given Anubarak enough time to web wrap somebody and then disrupt them a little bit. I think web wrapping, maybe even the Diablo here, might have been the play, just so that Diablo couldn't get that APOC off. That APOC, like I said, AoEs everywhere, devastating. You can't let that happen again. So if you keep track of the time, 7 minutes was about when that boss went down. 5 more minutes. That's going to be another boss. You're looking at 12-ish minutes. The game might end. I mean, the game might end right now. You've got a boss in the bottom lane, a super healthy boss in the top lane. This is going to be a level 13 advantage here. I'd actually like to see them stay and see what they can do here. 23 seconds left on the curse, but they let it go. 75% on that boss. I think they could have just stalled it out a little bit more. These guys would have stacked up. These guys would have stacked up. They might have gotten a few more picks. They might have gotten a few more picks here. I know it's early, but a level 13 advantage? I mean, they got to pick their talents too. But level 13 advantage, that might do it. That might end the game. Sub 9 minutes. They take the safer route. They take the safer route, and you know you can't argue that. They take the safer route. They get the bruisers. They push the mid wall here. Bottom is still stacked up, and top is slowly rolling in. They can ignore that though. So they get a little bit of the towers, a little bit of the walls, lots of mercenary camps for them to back off into. I don't think they're going to stick around too much. It feels like Unemployed plays more of that safer style. So probably their bruiser, their siege. In this case, I would probably go siege first, because tribute up in the top, siege is going to get value. Siege in the top, just going to go down into the top lane. Bruisers, you can walk in with those too if you really feel like it. Cubico, thanks for that follow. Finally found my stream, did ya? Here it is, and they make the right rotation there. They went siege first, now into bruiser. Very minor. I don't think it would have mattered if you did either way. You could have done bruiser, you could have done siege. It's unlikely that they're actually going to walk up with this anyway. So it's really just for the XP. What they do need to do for roll 1 is exactly what they're doing. Big Beard pushing this out, although he's got to be careful. They've shown an off-lane gank before. They have to be careful. So just outside the vision, they're actually going to go for this 5-on-4. Chase them off. Total vision control. Love to see it. They're going to be able to clear mid. They're going to be able to clear bot. They're going to be able to split up because they control all the vision. And look at them, just standing in between the lanes. Love it. I would like somebody here, though, to be able to actually soak that so that they get even further ahead on the experience. But here they are. It looks like they're looking for a gank of some sort here. And if they find anything, I think they should just immediately charge. They see Dahaka up top. If they can execute their combo before Dahaka gets the dig in, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to fight before all 5 of them get there. And it takes a while for that dig to come through. Again, Ana's got to be careful with this bush in the back, but short of that, they're in control right now. So opting not to go for the fight immediately, Dahaka digs for the safer bush here. Might look at Diablo here. There's a first combo. Stun afterwards. Not quite. Anubrak in the back here. Oh, no cocoon just yet. APOC just to peel. Bridge so low. 300 HP, 600. Just enough saves from Ana. Scooney to the rescue, but unfortunately Imperius is now the target that they switch onto. Scooney goes down. 4-on-4 still. And they might have zoned him out here that Waniba can actually get this. No, the laser comes out. Charge on a Stukov. He spins around. Good coordination. Grayman gets that kill. Resets on the go for the throat. Nathan getting 1, getting 2. Big Beard, there's that reset. And now it's 4 on the Kira here. Diablo constantly at 600 HP. And Scooney says, I got you, bro. I got you. He's going to turn around. 1v4. Might as well try to get some kills. A lot of poison. A lot of bleed damage here. Nathan at 30. Scooney let him down. I mean, that's still a great fight. That's still a very good fight. A couple catapults were starting to amass there. And now the mid wave as well. Siege engines here. 2 of them stacked up. Great fight for them. 11 kills to 4. Boy, I think Anubrak's got to get that cocoon off a little bit earlier. They've got to get these engages. Oh, hey, look. It's about that 12-minute mark when these camps... when these bosses are back up. So terrible news again. The double boss here actually just likely ends here. I don't think they'll walk this one in. They're gonna go for that double boss again with that Greymane up top. Yeah, Anub's got to make sure he uses the cocoon sooner. They might even try to get Stukov to swipe to get him out of position first and line him up a little bit easier for Dahaka to get his combo off. I'd really like to see a really good Anubrak Stukov combo and just silence somebody in there, and then just chain it with the Kira chain it with the Dahaka. But I think Dahaka's got to be a little bit more aggressive too in the back. They actually had switched it where Anubrak was the one on Li Ming, which is not bad, but I think you really want Dahaka in the back and then Anubrak on that front line between the Imperius and the Diablo. So they opted to trade bosses. Roll 1 gets that top one, but this bottom one's being accompanied by siege giants and siege catapults. So lots of damage here. 16s. There's the APOC again. Jaina. The combo doesn't hit, and there's that cocoon that we're talking about. I mean, the damage had already gone out. They just missed. Sidestep King Waniba. There's the first swipe, second swipe, third swipe. They're all out. Waniba trying to do what damage they can. The boss starting to hammer away here onto the core, but they might have had a good defense here. Coming down to that Li Ming combo, I think if it hits, the game's over. Still a ton of damage, sub 50% here. Big Beard trying to get in their way. They've got to start walking up here, and unfortunately, that's too late. Roll 1 Esports falls to the boss. Unemployed Gaming taking game number 1. Sorry, Cubico. No potatoes given out in NGS. No potatoes given out in NGS. Those are for afterwards. I did used to do most valuable hero. Most valuable hero on this one. It has to be Diablo. Diablo? Well, I mean, Scooney actually just saved everybody. Okay, Scooney, you got it. Scooney did get it. 33k healing up against that 13 for Stukov. Alright, I give it to Scooney. But the APOCs were so good. The APOCs, you guys. I called it at the start. I said the APOCs were going to be a problem. First of all, no cleanse. Second of all, it's just APOC combos. That was well played. At the end, they could have won a little bit faster. Li Ming could have connected with that Diablo combo onto the Jaina. Juanita would have blown up. That would have been it. They could have won a lot faster. In the end, they still clutch it out. Great showing. Let's pop that 1 win up on the board for them. So that's 1 going over to Unemployed Gaming. These guys are first in the league for a reason. You saw it right there. I think the draft was okay. I think the only thing, not that draft is always the only execution. I think the only thing I would have changed would have been the Stukov. I think I was okay with the rest of it. The rest of it was all right. They did want lots of stall type compositions, especially playing with the Dahaka. They want a combination of stall and or being able to siege really quickly. Like I said, the Greymane would have filled this composition out much better, I think. But even then, right, they could have gone with maybe even the Rainer. I know it's not the greatest one here, but if they pair the Rainer up with a different support, he's much safer. I think Cleanse was, I'm going to say, almost mandatory against this Diablo, which is why they banned out that Anduin, so you don't have that free save. Uther, he's not the greatest, right? He's not the greatest. The only other option, maybe a Brightwing here. You double global it up, and you play even harder into your win condition. And with the polymorphs, with that extra spell armor, especially into this Li Ming, I think you still have a bit of a better chance here. And again, if you are playing stall, Brightwing with your Qs, Brightwing with your global, you've got some tools to use there. By the way, let's go to between the games. I kind of like looking at this one. I mean, whenever it works. Teams haven't told me what the second map they're going to is, but you know, we could very well see a 2-0 domination here. 2-0 domination. Hopefully that brings us pretty close to in-houses. And in-houses, that's where you'll see the potatoes at. That's where you see all the potatoes at. I'm actually, that's probably the most exciting part about casting, is giving out the most valuable heroes, rewarding the guys who are playing out of their minds and above their rank, I'll say sometimes, and then giving out the potatoes too, letting them know there's something to work on there. I'm not calling you bad, I'm just saying you could use some improvement. Wait for the lobby to come up, then we'll get going. So thanks again for all the follows. Makes a big difference for me. Makes me feel like coming back, you know? Makes me feel like coming back on air. Let's do it for fun, really. And if people are enjoying it, why not? Why not? And if they don't know who I am, well, it's their chance to find out who I am and to figure out why. I guess if there was any merit to me being a coach. Hey, I called that last draft pretty good. Mary Queen of Scott. Thanks for the follow. That last draft, I think we hit it pretty much spot on. And in terms of win condition, I think we hit that one too, and we called it all out. It's almost like seeing into the future and just watching it unravel. Second map, I see it up in the lobby now. It's going to be Battlefield of Eternity. I'm guessing this is a Roll 1 Esports pick. Less macro on this one. Less macro. Goon, why you got to do me like that? Okay, I'm not coming back. I'm retired. Again. Retired again. Who knows when this will end? Who knows when this will end? Somebody was saying that HOTS was still something like a top 15 esport just in terms of prize monies and stuff like that. I don't believe it. I'm sure there's a bunch of other games out there that are paying out and not getting the respect. Everyone's all about that classic WoW right now. That ain't me, guys. Never played it. Can't play it. Whoever is playing it, though, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad it's exciting for you guys.
Hey, man.
Scooney, thanks for that follow. This guy's a multitasker. This guy is keeping his team alive, and he still has the time to come in here and drop the follow. Thank you very much. I'm ready. Everyone's ready. Here we go. It's Battlefield of Eternity. Let's get into it. I always hope for a best of 3. I always hope for a best of 3. And I've actually had some really good ones. I had some two heroic div sets go best of 3. But we're looking at potentially a best of 2 with Unemployed Gaming winning the first set. Roll 1 Esports now down. It's unfortunate. But let's see what they've got here. First pick going over to Unemployed Gaming. Showing a pretty aggressive style with a Diablo Imperious. That's probably... I mean, I'm not going to say the Imperious was the reason they won, but I haven't seen extremely impactful Imperiuses. Like, Imperious is the reason that they won this game. I'm not going to say that. In that last one, Ana and Diablo really put in work that time. I'm not saying he didn't do his job. Imperious did his job, and he did it serviceably, but it wasn't a standout. I'm sure you could have thrown anybody else in there, and they would have fulfilled that position. That's all I'm saying about that hero, not the player. I'm saying that about the hero. Anduin banned out again. You're telling me that they don't want to give him that save mechanic again? Does Roll 1 play Medivh? Someone let me know. If Roll 1 plays Medivh, that might be the ticket. Because Anduin going to be banned out. I mean, they could play Zarya too. I mean, Zarya is kind of your budget Medivh. Same with TAS. They could try something like that. You don't see it as often on BOE, but you still see it on BOE. Next ban coming out here. They banned ETC last time. I think ETC is a great peel type front line, and he definitely disrupts all of your combos. They ban out Leoric this time. That's a I mean, he's still pretty good. I don't think they're going to go Diablo again. I don't think Unemployed will do that. But banning out a Diablo usually means they're going to go something thick in the off lane. I'm talking something like a Yrel, usually. Although this probably actually leads them more into a Johanna Arthas, maybe a Lucio Arthas coming out. Looks like Hanzo here going to be banned out, so they're banning all the race. Roll 1, please pick up your race. Please pick out your race. They go with the ETC instead. Okay, so picking up the ETC, banning out Leoric means they don't want to get entombed, right? So if you don't want to get entombed, usually that means an immobile black backline. This might even mean something like Malfurion, Rhaegar, you know, heroes that don't have that. Garrosh Vala. I like the Vala here. I like it. I like it. This is a good opening from R1. A nice switch up here. They go with that Ana again. Does not want to be dove on. And if you know that, okay, if you know that, if you see that in draft, you're saying this team just wants to sit back, they want to hang out, they want to poke at us, they don't want anyone to dive. You start picking lots of dive. You make them uncomfortable, right? You pick Zeratul, you pick Yrel, you pick Thrall, you pick people just to get in on that back line and just make them run. They've got the Vala. That's a good enough solo DPS. I'm sure they'll go with a second one too. I'm sure they will. Cassia doesn't look terrible here into the Grey Mane, but they might just want to pair it up with a mage. Li Ming most likely next, unless it gets banned here. And the Li Ming's great, again, as a Mosh interrupt, so really can't go wrong. They ban a Johanna, maybe thinking that this ETC is a little bit Euro flavor, playing the off lane, so they banned the Johanna anyway. Tehran going to be banned out to pair with that Garrosh. I like the Li Ming here. I actually really do. It feels a little bit squishy in the back, and there's still a chance that actually that Unemployed is the one that goes a little bit more dive. Like maybe they get the Zera tool and they jump on the back line for this Vala and Li Ming, but they've got the Garrosh to protect. They might even take a Bright Wing or an Uther here, and they'll still be fine. Karazim's not bad either. I could see that happening. Rexar the pickup. That boy does damage. I like it. They go Rexar, and there's that Li Ming. I like that offlane pick. This might lead them into a Sonya, though. Sonya does fairly well into the Rexar. They might even go Artanis. Who knows? If they hit him with the Artanis, man, just give me a Lily. Just give me the Lily. There's Chen, though. Don't mind the Chen. I think they still need a little bit more damage, though. If they go heavy, they can definitely dive here, but I want a little bit more race. They go with the Jaina. Jaina's a nice matchup into the Garrosh. That's probably not my first pick. There's that Brightwing I was talking about. I figured Brightwing would make his appearance somewhere here. Pretty decent, actually, against this Chen. You can polymorph him. Really throws him off his game a little bit. Let's see what's happening here. I'm thinking Vala goes Rain of Vengeance. I like that. Li Ming has to be wave. You know it's got to be. We'll see how good this Rexar is. I play some Rexar, you know. I know what he's all about. We'll see what kind of damage this Rexar can put out. Not that we're going to put a spotlight on him. But even the Jaina. I didn't think Jaina was going to be the pick here. I mean, I can see why. You get a little bit of utility out of it. But yeah, not usually one that you would expect. You usually pick up Jaina so that you can get that wave clear kind of advantage. But I can see the slows working onto the Garrosh. The problem is, if Misha gets onto her, she really can't do anything after she's used all her cooldowns. Misha just mauls her. But if Unemployed Gaming plays it right, they can actually burst Misha if Misha is a little bit too far out of position. Between the Greymane, between the Jaina, they could definitely do it. Kill Misha, then go for Rexar. That's how you play against him. Let's get into it. Game number 2 of this best of 3. Unemployed Gaming still on your left side here. Scooney on Ana. Well, we know what he can do already. Nathan going to pick up that Greymane. Bridge on the ETC. Rexba picking up the Jaina. And Sturge playing Chen. My boy Rexar. That's going to be Big Beard showing me what he's all about. You got Waniba playing the Vala. Velvet on Brightwing. Zad going to be Li Ming. And Rock is going to be solid, I hope, on the Garrosh. 1-4 split. 1-4 split. We got Q build coming out of Garrosh. Li Ming, more and more I see Aether Walker. Maybe they finally buffed it enough. That's that extra little damage on that Q. I don't mind it. Q build coming out from Vala as well. Bunch of quests on the side of Unemployed. Now they should have wave clear advantage here between the Jaina and the Greymane. Oh, ETC getting bumped in. Face melt doesn't push him back. A 3-man slide. Where's the follow-up? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. If the face melt hits, I mean, he doesn't have the range yet. Once you get to level 4, then you get the range. Then you can do that. If he gets that bump back, then the slide back, could be a kill. You gotta be careful throwing ETC into the back line here. Level 1 for sure. Why not? Do it with the level 1. Missing the flash there, Nathan. I see you. I see all those skill shots. I see every single one. Not much gonna go on down here. And let's look at the top. Let's give the solo lane some love. Alright, enough of that. Down the bottom lane. This is usually camp timing if you feel like you've got a better point fight or if you've got a global. Who's got the better point fight right now? Li Ming doesn't have the damage stacked up. Vala, I'm not too worried about. I actually think Unemployed could have tried to force it. I think Unemployed could have forced it. They've got decent sustain with the Ana, and of course, AoE grenade on the point. I think that favors them a little bit. I think they could have gone for it. Sometimes you just look at that raw 4v4 and you say, I think we can take them. Especially when you look at your heroes and you look at how they scale. Li Ming, monster at 16. Right? That's when it's a problem. Monster at 16. And down here, oh, ETC again. There's that bump back, and that's what I'm saying. If you get that bump back and the slide, that's potentially a kill. A little bit later on, they might do a little bit more damage onto that and get that kill. But again, Rock's got to be careful throwing ETC in the back line. And post level 4, that knockback's going to be even further. And now it's actually R1 that's going to go for this. So they're confident that their Garrosh, who's just used his throw, is going to be able to do some damage. And that's that chunk damage from Jaina and Greymane. And that's unfortunately too far. Guys, I'm telling you, you gotta play to your strengths. You're a late game, roll 1. You're a little bit better late game. You don't need to force that camp. If they're not taking it and you're not taking it, it don't matter. You just go back for this one a little bit earlier. That would have been fine. So now Nate and Rexba, Scooney, they're going to clear this up much faster. So they're going to be in position. I think this is going to set roll 1 too far back with Garrosh going down. They're not finished on this. Greymane and Jaina, they're going to make the immediate rotation, as you can see. And they're just going to be way too slow to the objective. Rexar stuck in the top lane clearing. Chen coming down to help that out. Halftime not too far away. Bridge just walking down Velvet, and he's not going to be able to get in. Zad here too, not even getting the damage out, and that's 50% gone. Bottom lane stacked now. Double camp. Oh no. Top lane, they're going to opt to clear that one out. E-Day, thanks for that follow. Appreciate it. And this is aggressive position, so Bridge to Death not actually trying to bother them. Greymane and Jaina, both DPS is up in the top lane. That's actually a too long of a rotation. This might actually swing things back to R1 Esports. They get here just in time, though. Almost a misplay. I think if Garrosh had wandered over there, he might have done some disruption there. A little bit of a rotational error there from Unemployed Gaming. You saw how big of an advantage they had. They had a full 50%. They did not, under any circumstance, need to let them knock that much off the shield. So now we'll see how much they get as a result. I'm guessing not even the wall. They'll get the wall. They got Greymane. So they'll get the wall, but they won't get Fountain. They won't be able to push in further just because of that lost amount of shield. So wall, no Fountain, I'm guessing. Wall, no Fountain. And that's what you have to do whenever you're playing. Oh, they might. I thought Greymane would be clawing at this thing, but he's not even in wolf form. There it is. Wall, no Fountain, because they lost that shield. If they keep that shield, if they play a little bit more aggressively, they over rotated for that top camp clear. If they, oh, there's that power slide combo off, keeping them in. 2 waves of the blizzard there. He gets a PL, 375 HP, 178. Throws the Brightwing away, 85. Just enough to keep him alive. Nice try on that one. Scooney there might have tried to actually sleep the backline there. Really nice combo though. You gotta be careful if you're gonna face check that bush. Post 10, that might be a game-winning mosh pit. Like I said, they overcommitted to clearing that top camp. I don't think it was a problem. I don't think that top camp was a problem. They were gonna handily win the race on the Immortal if they went for it. ETC definitely could have messed with them, bumping them back onto the point. But here we are again. Oh, the throw actually towards their gate. That's a tricky spot. Red's actually caught in here. And Garrosh, you got to watch where you throw your enemies and your teammates. Every single one of these tosses has been onto the ETC. Post, I'm going to say 16. I'm hoping Rock actually throws ETC back into the enemy team, back into Unemployed Gaming side, and gets the stun. Because every single one of these throws has been over his head back towards his team, and then he Qs. I want to see him throw forward back towards Unemployed and Q then. I don't know if we'll make it to the late game here though. I mean you gotta have faith. Okay, we'll make it to the late game. We'll make it to the late game, and we're gonna assume that Rock is gonna do it. He's gonna like throw, get a 3-man stun, get a 3-man Q, get a 3-man taunt, and he's gonna win the game for him. Then we'll go to game 3. Another power slide here. Doesn't get on the other side for the body block. There he did it. He just did it. Okay, I have faith. I have hope. He's going to start throwing back towards them for good peel. And that's going to set up for even more distance for leaving on those orbs, so maybe a little bit more damage. That might be the difference. Who knows? And back into his team. ETC goes, spreading them out here. He gets that polymorph. That's why I like that Brightwing pick here. Misha just missing the stun. They're going to battle over this one here. Relatively even in terms of level. Brightwing caught them back up, basically level 9 apiece here. Big Beard having to go back because of mana issues, and everyone's going back to tap as well. Maybe even taking some time to take this camp here too, and I like that call here because there's nothing on the other side. Oh, there it is. And they're going to start to walk up. ETC in the back interrupts the Q here, gets that slide away, and unfortunately roll 1 didn't do anything with that time, whereas Unemployed, they were active. They took that camp during that whole time. And they're gonna trade here. This might be another one where they try to float Brightwing down if teleport is back up. If they float Brightwing down, they can stall in the mid as much as they want. Let Brightwing try to clear that out as best he can, and then hope to look for a fight in the mid. Level 10 is even more important though. They actually send Brightwing up top with their camp, and they send everyone else down to the bottom. That leaves an opening. Unemployed Gaming, they move in 50%. Now level 10s though, they got to go all in. Roll 1. Let's see what this team fight is made of. Level 10s. What's Rexar gonna pick? He held it. It's Boars. That's what I like to see. I like to see it get aggressive. Slow them all down. Chase them all down. Rock 1 walking forward. Gets a Q off onto Greymane. Unstoppable. Tosses him back. The taunt coming in. The stun to follow. Greymane goes down. That's the first reset, and they're going to go forward. Zad blinking up forward there. Brightwing actually was taken down just up top there. And now Surge coming towards them. No healing for the side of roll 1 here. Unfortunate for Brightwing. Only had blink heal. Oh, and that's going to be Vala going down too. Storm, Earth, Fire. Still too good. Here they go. 4 kills to 1. That's going to be Unemployed Gaming taking objective number 2. And you got to think, this one should... Actually, this might go back. Yeah, it's going to go back up to the top lane here. This actually did a pretty fair amount. So we're going to go back up to the top lane because these minions are actually a little bit further. So even in terms of structures, yeah, really unfortunate there. That team fight. They got that first kill and then just a little bit of overchase. Brightwing not quite in range of the rest of his teammates. This is going to be Fort for sure. Chen in the bottom lane pushing up. Bridge, nice advanced positioning here, zoning them out. Juking again all those Li Ming shots. Again, roll 1 should be playing for level 16. I think they're a little bit better the later the game goes. But they got to make it there. And right now, Unemployed Gaming knocking on their door. That top gate is not long for this world. And they can actually just keep blocking these shots. Anytime you run into a Li Ming, you should be trying to block as many shots as you can. Ziltoid with the raid. Thank you so much. Hope you had a good cast yourself. Good stream yourself. Everyone, you are coming into Unemployed Gaming Roll 1 Esports Division B West, and you're going to see Rock go down. This is game number 2. Unemployed Gaming winning the first one. Poised to win the second here. Power slide and the mosh. They're going to chain these deaths. The rain not coming out fast enough, and they might even look at the core here. With a Greymane, with a 50% immortal. Okay, it's a little bit too early. You're right. At least they take the healing fountain on the way out. I think if they had rotated the Chen up a little bit sooner, they might have looked for that, but Chen was still in the bottom lane. Sometimes if you see things are going your way, you might start immediately cutting through, and you might go for it. It is pretty early. A little bit of an advanced move there. But they do have the Greymane. They might have been able to just kite around the core. Taking the first one, I heard Boars go out. I mean, that's going to pad your stats. But now Boars are down. Relatively short cooldown, though. Relatively short. Dang, I don't have shoutout commands, Covey. I just do it manually. Manual shoutouts. Bridge to death trying to fight there. Vala going down. Li Ming going down. So split up. So split up. Unfortunate. They needed to regroup. That was a pre-13 fight. They didn't need it. It was just a camp, guys. Those camps aren't worth anything. Unemployed Gaming firmly in control here. The Unstoppable gets the throw, but he's got nowhere else to go. This is a trickle death right here. 2,000% avoidable. If your team goes down, you just have to surrender. You know that this is gone. Just surrender it. Get back to safety. Stop the trickle. Stop the bleeding. And now you got 10 more seconds. Otherwise, you may have made a play for this. Small chance, but you could have made a play for it. And now, it's just not even an option. Enemy camp taken. They're not going back for theirs. I'm a little bit surprised they had the time for it. Oh, they are. They are. So, a bit of a slow call there, right? This could have been cleared already, and all 5 could have been back on here. Just because of a tiny hesitation on that call here. And this is what that hesitation costs you. It costs you a 5-on-3. And if that was a more coherent engagement, that could be it. Oh, it's still a coherent engagement. ETC goes down. That's a great start. Big Beard, though, getting soloed by Nathan in the top, so they trade it out. Scaling advantage now, 16-13. Zad's got to be careful. Zad is too late for that. It's beyond careful. Sturge still chasing. That's what Chen does best. This is going to be the Team White. The fire. Team White. Red team dominated. You heard it from the announcer here. 3 catapults up in the top lane. Shield already gone, 95% and counting. These guys are taking their sweet time to get to the core, I tell ya. They could have broken a sidewall and just ran through, but no, they're just hanging out. It won't matter. They have so much damage already on the core from the catapults. Nathan should be able to clean this up as long as he gets a couple of ticks of heals here. Rest of the team back, though. And here's Sturge just on the other side with his pandas here, bursting it down. That's going to be a quick 2-0. Unemployed Gaming. Big engagement there. And I actually thought things were going to turn around there. But GG, that's going to do it. Domination. Unemployed Gaming. I thought they were going to come back. Okay, they had, I think it was 9 seconds. I think they even had 10 seconds. After they took the enemy Fallen Shaman camp, their Bruiser camp, after they took that, they rotated back to the left. I think it was about 8 seconds when they hit the middle of the field, middle of the map. I thought they were going to go straight to the left, all the way back to their Bruiser camp. Burn it down. Bridge to death. Let's get him in here for an interview. I thought they were going to get that, and then all of a sudden, they stopped in the middle. They stopped in the middle. They didn't rotate for that camp, and they had 3 people there. That was a 5-on-3. Bridge, welcome to the lobby. Congratulations.
Hello.
A 2-0 domination.
Yes, sir.
All right, so number 1 in the division, still number 1 today. How'd that game feel?
It felt good. We just went into it with a good mindset of just trying to, just dominate and just make sure that we were doing what we needed to do to get the job done. But we did what we needed to do, and so we did a good job.
Well, it sounds like you had a plan. I was joking with Rexpa before during map bans, and he said, we don't really have a plan, but it sounds like your plan was to just dominate.
Yeah, that's the plan every game. So, you just kind of go into it with that mentality and you just attack. All
right, so pretty dominant both games, completely, getting the kills. 15-2 in this last one as well. You guys have pretty standard bans. You're banning out that Anduin. Do you guys usually go for these burst style comps where you're just trying to pick one person, or do you play a couple other styles?
It kind of depends on the map and what we're trying to do. We've actually played multiple games in NGS this season without healers or tanks. So
Without
it's just
healers or tanks.
Yeah, we went. It was a Cursed Hollow game where we would go 3 specialists, being like Gazlo, Probius, and Zagara, and then like a roamer like Nova, and then a camp taker like Illidan, and we just rotate and play the macro game and just push with camps and get picks in the off lanes. Just a fun game. Fun strategy.
Wait, so, those are the games I want to cast. Where was that today?
This game we just wanted to play this as serious as possible and just get the domination done with and get first spot as best as we could.
Yeah, respect for that. That definitely shows respect to Roll One Esports. They are a top 5 team, so not taking it easy on them. That's it for questions from me. Any shout outs for you? You got the mic.
Oh yeah, I got some shout outs. Shout out to you first and foremost for casting the game, because without y'all it would just be a bunch of sweaty boys playing a game against each other and no commentary or anything. So that's always a shout out to you for that.
It's worth a watch.
Oh, absolutely. I'm definitely gonna go back and watch the VOD after we finish here probably. Shout out to Kovi, our captain / manager, as I like to say, because he kind of does everything behind the scenes for us as far as scheduling and stuff. So shout out to Kovi for being a real one. Shout out to Rexpa, because he is as sexy as you can come. When I'm talking about like the sculptures of Greek gods are jealous just because of how Rexpa looks. they pale in comparison to his massive chest and biceps. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. But yeah, shout out to Expo for that. He's also shout out to him for getting tilted at every game, regardless if we win or not. Shout out to Scooney for being a female, by the way, if you didn't know.
I did not know.
Yeah, she's Korean. She's single, guys. Actually, don't hit her up. She hates people in general, so I wouldn't even try. She's very toxic, actually. So, but yeah, it is a female. Shout out to her for being a female gamer and not an e-girl. So, because those ones are dangerous, but she's dangerous as well for a different reason. Shout out to Scott, who's also Justin, who's also Sturge, who's also Daddy, who's also Orange Peel, because he tastes kind of sour. I'm not gonna lie. Just but provides a lot of nutrients to the team, if you know what I'm saying. Shout out
Nice.
to shout out to Nate for being Nate.
Dang, I feel like I feel like you skimped on Nate there.
No. See, that's the thing, is that's all I need to say for Nate, because that's all that needs to be said, because it's all said in that. Like, he knows and we know, so that's all that matters, right? It's the connection, the personal connection that we created, the bond. Shout out to mom and dad for conceiving me under a bridge and then naming me Bridger.
It's a true story.
Shout out, yeah, true story actually. Shout out to NGS just in general for letting us compete. I mean, post HGC is kind of difficult. I mean, I'm sure you, as anyone, know as well as anyone, like how
don't remind
difficult it
me.
can be. But it's it's a fun game. We love it for a reason. We're still here for a reason. So shout out to NGS for keeping up a league that we can all compete in and have fun. Just kind of meme along the way, if you will. But yeah, I mean, I think that's everything that I can think of.
Dang, that's the most comprehensive and entertaining shout out I've had.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I try to keep it a little spicy. You can't just leave them.
I mean,
get
that's
that flavor.
It's motivation for me to try and pick up more unemployed gaming games. So, I mean,
we're going straight into the playoffs.
You may have just won yourself a caster.
Oh, don't say that to me. You can get me excited.
It's a little tease. Congratulations again. Thanks for coming out to do the interview too.
Yeah, thank you for doing the interview. Appreciate it.
All right, have a good night.
All right, you too.